What that boy say? Yeah.
What's up, guys? This is 42 the Kid, aka Jay, whatever the fuck you want to call me, and I'm here with.
Max Occasion.
And this is gonna be pretty brief and short, but it's just gonna be a little random, no really script. So, what do you expect today from today's podcast?
Shit, I don't know. Just here to chat it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for y'all who don't know, I've actually known him for a couple of years. We went to like high school together, played soccer, and now we're at college campus together.
Yes, sir.
So what got you into like your school career, like from soccer to here?
What you mean, like you mean like what happened after high school?
Yeah, like from playing soccer to like coming here.
So, I basically the last semester of high school, I got scholarship to play in West Virginia at a school, and I went up there. Right in my end of senior year, I tore my ACL, which was a little unfortunate, but I kept playing on it, which actually was a terrible idea because I ended up messing up my meniscus even more. And you can't really fix a meniscus. You can fix the ACL kind of, but meniscus, they just kind of go in there and clean it out. But yeah, I messed that up and ended up still going out there to play. Played for about a year, but it was just, I mean, you get to a point where you're just like, you know you're not going to reach that full potential that you have again, and you're not going to ever be as good as you were, I guess you could say. But, you know, it just kind of sucks. Once you're at that point of like, well, I'm not going to get back to where I was at any time soon or probably ever, then you just kind of, it's about time to let it go. So I figured come back here, come back home, go to Gaston, you know what I'm saying?
Do you feel
And
like
now I'm
that
here.
motivates you to go like longer and like farther on another path, or
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've the path that I was on in at Concord wasn't really the path that it was. I just really wanted to play soccer, so it was just kind of taking up my time as well. But now I feel like being here and the path that I'm choosing with school is a lot better for me, a lot more beneficial, and especially for what I want to do in the future. Then
like more
Yeah.
like longevity and like a secure network,
what you mean?
like kind of like a keepsafe. Like soccer, if you would have got hurt after going that far, you probably wouldn't went to school for like a certain thing. So then when it's all gone, you've been like back to square one.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does suck going back to square one, but because that's kind of how I feel like it happened. I mean, I pretty much just like wasted a year because I also changed my major too, and it was a school in West Virginia. So I mean, they didn't, not really any of the credits transferred over here to the different major that I chose here and actually wanted to do. But yeah,
So it's like better now than never.
yeah, for sure. I believe everything happens for a reason. You know, the I don't know, pretty much that's the word I live by, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch to the other side.
All right.
Just like that. All right, there you go. You can hear me better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what career are you on now?
You know, I'm still a little undecided on the exact career, but I'm gonna figure it out. Right now I'm headed towards a sports media technology major here, so hoping I can do something with that. I'm still a big soccer guy. I want to do something with it in my future, obviously. I've always wanted to, so you know, maybe I'll end up with Charlotte FC, I don't know, doing some sports media stuff for them, you know, whatever they need. I'm open.
Say you get that job, do you think you wouldn't have like your own company eventually and branch off farther, or you just want to like work for a team? Like, would you rather be like a CEO, like your own boss, or
You know, I feel like at least for the start, probably first, I don't know, 5-10 years, I guess, getting into the career and learning the ups and downs of pretty much everything you can learn in that career. Once you do it for that long, I feel like you don't have really much of a choice but to learn the ups and downs. So once I get through that, and maybe about 10 years down the road into it, I'll probably be like, all right, it's time for a change, and I'll maybe feel confident enough to branch myself off and do it myself.
Do you feel like you'll love what you do to where like in the future it's like, say if you had $10 million and you could just sit at home all day, do you still feel like you would want to be invested in doing all that still?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm a huge sports guy, so I feel like this path definitely gives me a lot of opportunity to be involved in that in any way I can. But yeah, I mean, I have a passion for sports, so I mean, I feel like even if I don't know, I'm not the type of person that just wants to sit around. Even if I had that kind of money, I'd still want to do something like, even if I retire, I guess I'd still want to do something with my time. I don't like all that free time, so
What would
especially
you,
being passionate about it, I definitely just keep
um,
going.
what would you want to like? So now you had soccer, and then you went back, right?
Yeah.
What would you tell somebody else that's like growing up trying to like to have like say you give them advice to have a backup plan, but what would you tell them if they ever went through a situation where they wanted to play a sport and wasn't able to for something? No, that's kind of like
Follow your dreams, man. Follow your dreams for sure. There's a lot of things that I wish I would have done differently about the situation, but that just came with the lack of, I guess, knowledge and
resources.
yeah, resources. I guess you could say I didn't have a lot of people to ask about different things. I'm sure if I did, and if anybody, like, say that's instance they asked me about it and they asked me what to do, I just say keep going. I mean, stay on those exercises. It's the little stuff that matters. So if you're really passionate about it and want to do it, you just gotta just keep going. You know, they give you the little things like rehab. Like you got 6 months of like random exercises you got to do,
No,
but
I'm not doing that. I did that
Nah.
before.
but for me, like, I would have been 10 times stronger if I doubled that 6 months and went it and kept doing it for a year, you know, like every day and keep grinding. I mean, hard work pays off, obviously. So
One of my favorite quotes growing up was "Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard."
that's facts.
I'll say that, and then also I'm not saying like I'm the smartest person because I set a microwave on fire with a Pop-Tart wrapper.
What the fuck?
Well, I thought it was silver. I didn't know it was aluminum foil. But I would say like you got to think the top person at the food chain always isn't the best living. Like it's
Yeah,
always
for
cut
sure.
scorn of people. So like you can be in that number 3 or number 4 spot and make more. Like the grass isn't always green on the other side, but sometimes it is. It just depends on where you are in the food chain. You don't have to be like
Yeah,
the very
definitely.
top because it's gonna get lonely at times. But
For sure.
what would you give like advice to somebody else just in general? Like if you met somebody and look like they're going through a hard time, what would you tell them?
Hard time with what? You mean just
Just
hard
like-
time in general?
You could look at someone, you could tell, oh, like they just lost somebody, or they're just struggling, or they look like they're just really going through it.
But you just got to keep your head up, to be honest. I mean,
But how would you like inspire them to keep their head up? Because it's so
You
easy
know-
when you're down to be like, screw everything. Like,
it's like this in life. I mean, you got two choices. Either you give up or you keep going. So if you decide to keep going and not give up, which is the right thing to do, then you're going to have those bad days, but you always got to remember that you ultimately are choosing to keep going. So you don't have a choice but to keep growing, keep going in that same path and, you know, find a way to make yourself better. It's all about, I think it's a big mentality thing. I mean, you get your mind right, you're gonna be set. You know.
mindset
you-
over skill set.
Yeah, for sure. Mindset over skill set. It's the most important thing I've figured out, honestly. And I'm glad for the experiences that I've had. And I've learned a ton about different people and different places. But
Rather now than never, like,
yeah,
or later, because you don't want to have
exactly.
like a whole family and then everyone's depending on you.
Exactly. You get that mindset right, bro. It's a whole different game. That David Goggins mindset. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, nothing wrong with him, but I don't really watch his videos. Like, I don't have the facility for that. But like, I feel like his videos is more meant for people on that same journey. I feel like everyone
Yeah.
has their own journey. Like, you can follow a millionaire, but they don't make you a millionaire because their mind and how they work is different. Like, some people, they take risk, and you got to lose a lot before you gain.
Yeah,
Some people aren't made for that risk, or they're not meant for that. It's
For
reasons
sure.
we have different personalities for a reason.
another big thing is for people growing up, I guess, under the I don't know what. There's not really a cap age, I'd say. I mean, you can do it for your whole life. You got one life to live, but you just gotta pretty much. I don't know what I'm trying to go with this here, but
I would say you have like one life to live,
yeah,
so don't waste it. But at the same time, live your life. And I'm not saying like live to the fullest. Live it to the fullest, but be mindful.
take
like,
risk, bro.
but
Take
have
risk while you're
longevity.
young.
Like about living, like you have one life, so live it. Don't waste it. Like get adventures and everything in, but live it to live it. Don't plan to die.
That's
plan
what
to
I'm
live like
saying.
longer,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
make the best out of what you have.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's gonna be days you're gonna be broke or whatever. For example, being at the top of the food chain and being broke, DMX died broke.
You
But,
what?
like, DMX pretty much died broke. Like he didn't really have much. But then like
I
look at
mean-
Michael Jordan. He failed how many times, and then he's now like one of the greatest basketball
Yeah.
players.
I mean, and the thing with that is you just get generational wealth. I mean, which is a really good thing, but at the end of the day, we're here to live our lives. So like to me, like people, I mean, when you have that kind of money, it really doesn't matter. But I'm saying with like if you have money but not a ton, I mean,
It
just
solves
live
problems,
your
but it
life with the
doesn't.
money that you earned it. So I mean, generational wealth is a good thing, but like you only got one life yourself, so
Generational
get
wealth
yourself right and then
can like I feel like it's good to have because it will help bring more happiness in a way, like taking care of your family. But like you heard like more money, more problems. You ever know when you first get a paycheck, may not be the richest person, how many people be like, bro, can I borrow $5?
yeah.
Think about it. But then when you have zero, where are they at? They're like, they just go somewhere else. But when they know you're getting a paycheck, that's when be like, oh, how are you doing today? So like, my advice, I would say, focus on you and life and help yourself first before you help somebody else. Like,
For sure.
it's not a crime not to help somebody, but like helping them, you can dig yourself in a hole.
You always wanna help someone else out after you got to get yourself right first.
Yeah.
It's really just yourself. You got your mentality. You got to get your mentality right. You get yourself right, and then you look to help other people. I mean, that's the way I look at it. I mean, if I get set, then I mean my next step is getting the people around me set, type thing.
Yeah, I'm big on multiple sources of income, but like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've started digging myself in a hole before in the past because I try to copy other people, but like I said, just because it worked for them don't mean it's gonna work for me.
Yeah,
Or, like,
definitely. We all got our own personality, man. So
I'm a salesperson, for example, and also I believe like it's more buyers than sellers. Like a company sells a product, right? That company, that's the one. But say they sell it to the whole world or whatever, they sell it to a neighborhood. That's 5, 10. The ratio doesn't add up. So like, I believe if you can find something and you can always keep it selling, you're always gonna have that coming in. But
Yeah.
then once you get so much, it's like, what are you gonna buy? Like, you need other stuff. So like, money shouldn't consume like how you live. It should maintain like a structure with your money. But once you have that structure, you're gonna have to find happiness somewhere else.
yeah, for sure. I mean that's definitely a problem in today's world. I mean people just look to
They just want
To make it-
coochie.
yeah, they
like,
just-
guys just want coochie. Girls want
Yeah.
OnlyFans, and then they spend it on bags. And it's like,
exactly. And then what'd you get out of it? I mean you got $1 million and you're still sad in your room at night and I got 10 and I'm in my room and I'm thankful for another day, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can have all bills paid, have enough food to eat, and just have $100, and you can watch Netflix perfectly happy. Someone got $10 million, but they're worried about bankruptcy, or being
Exactly.
sued and losing $10 million. So they're stressing. You could be over here with $100 up and live a whole better life than a millionaire.
Exactly, bro. And that, I mean, once again, it just goes back to the mindset.
Yeah,
It revolves around it all.
I think that one, what I just said, Not
was
trying to like
facts.
hype myself up.
Yeah,
but
that shit
like,
was facts.
that was like a good point. Like,
Yeah.
I just realized that like,
Clip that. Clip it.
yeah, because that made me like think for a second. I'm like, damn, you can literally have $100 in your pocket and be happier than the richest person on earth. Like, what if Elon Musk got some dirt on him and he realized if he gets out, he can lose all his money in a second? He's probably going to sleep stressing, having family problems,
Exactly.
whatever. And you're over here thinking like, oh, well, you're not rich. You just cook some popcorn, maybe make a steak, watch Netflix, go to sleep, get up, go to work, and you're a whole lot happier.
Yeah, I mean for sure. I definitely don't want to. I don't definitely want to be stuck in that 9 to 5 my whole life for sure. I want to. I want to adventure out of that. I mean, you think about it. There's so much time in a day and so much time in a week to make some stuff happen, and you figure out how to make it happen. And then the 9 to 5, you don't need that anymore. And especially in today's world, there's so many things that you can do besides just hop into your career working 9 to 5. And like, yeah, you're gonna be happy if you have the right mindset, but
Experience
you
life.
you
like,
always
don't wanna
gotta be
nutshell.
looking to grow too.
Like, I want to travel. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like it's good to work 9 to 5s to understand what your people are. Because when you have a company, or you can like to work a 9 to 5, but you're not going to be able to work the same 9 to 5 if you're doing life to a certain extent to where you're excelling. Because you're going to have like so many people. Like, say this podcast blows up. So many people are going to be wanting to do the podcast. I can have a lot of footage trying to do other stuff. I'm having to travel or whatever. I'm gonna have to pay somebody to set up maybe in Maryland, someone to set up in UK. They're interviewing this person at the same time, dropping simultaneously. Like, you're not gonna be able to work the 9 to 5 the same way. Like, I'm going to this place every day. So
Exactly. It's a hustle, man. It's a hustle. You gotta figure out how to make it. But I mean, you think about it. You spend that 9 to 5 working every single day, or you figure out what you can do with that 9 to 5 time, and you on your own, and you just. I mean, for
yeah.
example, like Dakin. I mean, you have him, and he refixes or refurbishes
he
the.
works off the clock. So that's another thing I'm gonna say. I'm not saying you can't like make it and be happy with the 9 to 5 or be rich. But
Yeah,
if
not
you're
at
trying to
all.
be like rich or whatever, personally, I feel like a 9 to 5 is not gonna cut it.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
getting
Clip it.
proper sleep is also working, because if you don't sleep, you're not going to work at the same capacity.
For sure.
If you're not doing your research, you're not invested. If you're not G'ing with it, you're not going to reach as many people. Like, literally, what you do off the clock is still on the clock.
For
Because it's
sure.
going to impact it.
Yeah, lifestyle too, man. Like you said, sleep. I mean, it's little things, dude. Little things will affect your brain in weird ways and make you click into that type of mentality that you got to get going. You know, I mean, good sleep versus bad sleep. I don't need to explain the pros and cons of that, but you can probably decipher between the two. I mean, you drink 3 sodas a day versus drink 4 waters. How are you gonna feel the next day? Which one are you gonna
drink a
feel
soda.
better?
I can barely drink a soda.
Yeah, I don't drink no soda either, but
I do a soda, that, like, carbonation hits me.
Well, I mean, like I said, what are you gonna feel better the next day with? Drinking 5 waters bottles or drinking 3 sodas the day before? It's gonna be the water.
Yeah.
You get
that's
good
like
sleep.
all I drink. is
Yeah,
white
exactly.
water.
And that's how the mindset gets right.
But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up because we do got some things to go with.
Yeah.
But it was 42 the Kid.
We got to get to
AKJ.
that 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotta go in. I'm working a later shift instead of 9 to 5. I'm working a 4 to whatever. But 42 the Kid, AKJ, whatever the fuck you wanna call me, and I'm here with.
Max Occasion. Huh?
I'm definitely cooking that shit or something.
Yeah, for sure. Clip it, chat. I ain't never done a podcast before.